Hey friend, I hope you're having an amazing day and an amazing 2025 so far. It's hard to believe that we're already almost a quarter of the way through the year, but sure enough, 2 weeks from now, we will start Q2, and we are thrust right in the center of spring break season right now. We've already got people coming down, and before we know it, we'll be in peak summer season. Historically speaking, that is when the 30-day market starts to light up more, and looking at the most recent data, we can see that indicated here. Our number of active listings has gone up for the first time since July after several months of decline. And we can see our new listings here has spiked up since December. Now, what's important to note here, these two little orange lines, the number of pended listings, so properties that have gone under contract, exceeded the number of sold listings. So I think we're going to continue to see that trend go up. More properties going under contract. Buyer activity is definitely spiking. So if you're a seller, if you're thinking about selling, please keep that in mind as well. And then moving over to listing prices here, we've remained pretty consistent around that 2.35 mark, between 2.3 and 2.4. But what's more important to note here is this little gap. This is the gap between what's listed at and what it's sold at. And what that means is that agents are pricing properties, or sellers are pricing their properties more in line with what the market is demanding, which is really good news. Jumping down here to absorption rate, if you're not familiar with what absorption rate is, all it means is if we had no other property come on the market, and if the market continued moving the way that it's been moving, it would take 12 and a half months to liquidate everything we have. Now, if you look at any metric, the internet will certainly tell you this is a clear indicator of very much a buyer's market. There's a little bit of a caveat there, but by and large, buyers have the advantage right now, specifically when it comes to negotiation. Our sold to list ratios remain pretty consistent around that 95% mark. Our days on market is around 148 days, 150 days. Really, that's going to depend on the area too. So take that a little bit with a grain of salt, depending on the neighborhood. If you're familiar with 30A, you know we've got plenty of individual little communities, and all of them have their own little indicators there. Now, jumping down here, year over year, we've seen our absorption rates gone up pretty substantially since February of last year. And something else that I want to point out that's very, very important is this little breakdown list. And if you click down below in this email, you can download this full report for yourself. You can pore over all this data. But looking for 2025, and this is broken down by price brackets, so properties within certain price ranges, you can see that the largest number of properties that have sold is between a million and basically a million and one, and then also over 5 million. In fact, last month, and historically speaking, the majority of properties that sell along 30A are north of $5 million. So lots of cash buyers still happening, lots of transactions still happening, and lots of opportunities. Now, I want to jump back to this absorption rate for a second, because I've heard a lot of people that talk about the market and they're concerned about it crashing or the cooling or whatever, because they see things like this and they see price changes. But the truth is, this is really a little bit inflated, because there's a little bit of a dichotomy when it comes to sellers. There are sellers who are motivated to sell. They want to actually sell their property. They want to get it moved, whether that's they can make a lateral move or they can move on to something else, whatever the case may be. And that's obviously the market that buyers want to be interested in. But we also have a second category of sellers, of people that purchased, and maybe they've got a historically low interest rate locked in, or maybe they don't need to sell the property, but they're going to list it anyway to see if they can get top dollar for it. And this sort of inflates that number. So just keep that in mind right now as you look at this data. But the biggest point I want to make here is that there is a lot of activity happening. People are definitely still interested. The market has maintained the equity for sure, and the value, the appeal isn't going anywhere. So I hope this information has been valuable to you. If you have any questions about any of this, and you can download this full report, what I'm looking at right here, you're welcome to download it down below. There's a link in this email. Look over it. If you have any questions, reach out to me, or any questions at all about the 30A market, whether it comes to schools, grocery stores, hospitals, you name it. I'm here to help you. So please reach out anytime. And I hope that you and your family have an incredibly blessed day, an incredibly blessed spring break. If you're traveling somewhere, please be safe, enjoy each other's time, be present with each other. And I pray that God just blesses the absolute heck out of you this year, and it becomes the best year of your life. If you need anything from me, I'm here for you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.